Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for January 2018. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I'd like to apologize for being late in getting my videos up. I am sick, and I have been sick for, I think this is 12 or 13 days now. So yeah, I may need to pause here and there so that you guys don't have to hear me cough and sneeze and so forth. No one wants to hear that. So, anyhow, without further ado, let's get to you and forget about my problems, because this is about you guys. Okay, for the first card, we get the Empress in the reverse position. So, I feel like you guys are going through a lot of trying times right now. Typically, this is our Libra card, and Libra is the opposite to Aries. So I feel that a lot of you guys are going through some difficult situations right now. And these situations can vary from one Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising to the next. So, for some of you, you may be dealing with setbacks. Some of you may have lost a job. Some of you may be finding out that someone you've been in a romantic relationship has been unfaithful. This can indicate infidelity. For some of you that have been trying to get pregnant, this can indicate infertility. And for some of you, this could indicate that perhaps a motherly figure may be trying to come for, say, a visit. This would just not be the best time right now. Things are, the passion is high, and I don't think things will turn out well if that's your situation. Overall, this is about many obstacles and setbacks, and you have to essentially go within. You need to trust your own intuition and your own process. You need to go within for the answers, because you already know the answers to your issues. You know which way you should go. And this card's popping up to show that you need to go within because you already have the answers. Sorry, I know I may sound a bit melancholy. I'm sick. I'm trying my best. Excuse me. Okay, this is the card position of circumstances. And here we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. So, yeah, it definitely appears that things are out of control, out of balance in the home, the family life, within the marriage, the relationship. Yeah, things have just gone to hell in a handbasket. There's just no other way to put it. It's like that happy home has just literally been turned upside down, and woof. So, yeah, I mean, it's like people are not seeing eye to eye. There's no harmony here. I mean, tempers are probably high on both sides. This can also indicate flooding. So, some of you may be experiencing issues in regards to flooding, whether it be a natural disaster, or this could even indicate leaky plumbing pipes. So this is always a possibility because it can cause structural type damage to the home. But overall, this indicates that, you know, things are just not well on the family front at all. It's not a good time. Okay, here we have the card position of focus. So this will be your focus. And here we have the Seven of Wands. So you are definitely defending yourself and your family, or whatever your cause may be. You are defending yourself. You're a force to be reckoned with. You have much courage. You're not afraid to defend what's yours or what you feel is right. You may have already been through some battles here, and you are very well prepared for any more battles should they pop up. And as the old saying goes, forewarned is forearmed. So it's best to just kind of stay in that defensive type of mode, because sometimes by being prepared for said type of battle to come, to where you got to defend yourself, sometimes the very act of being prepared for it can actually prevent it from even happening. And now, it won't for all of you, but for some of you, just by being ready will prevent the situation from further unfolding. But overall, this is about defending what you know is right for you. This could even be you defending yourself, and you've, like I said, you guys have already been going through some battles. And my feels is this battle has to do with your personal life, your home life, your relationships. Now here is our card of the recent past, or what is passing. We have the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups, I don't want to say he's the least emotional, but he appears to be the least emotional out of the cups. It's not that he doesn't have emotions, it's that he can appear detached from his emotions, even though he is emotional. He controls his emotions. That's what it is. He knows how to control and detach from his emotions so that he can handle life in general. And I feel that some of you guys may be taking this type of attitude, this type of trait, where you're just trying to detach from your situations so that you can just keep up with the status quo. Okay, this is the card position of the here, the now, the present type of energy. And here we have the Ten of Coins. So this is like established familial type of wealth. So, you know, perhaps some of you are involved in a family type of business. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yes, for some of you, this could indicate like working within a family business. Now, this can also indicate that maybe some of you are receiving an inheritance from a family member. But overall, the Ten of Coins is about having exactly what we want wealth-wise. We have more than enough money to take care of what we need, and we even have enough money to help others as well. So I feel that a lot of you guys are expecting a inheritance type payment, or perhaps even a settlement type of check, or maybe some of you are waiting on a like investment pension type of check. And for some of you, be a lucky one or two, you might have a lottery win. Okay, this is the card position of the near future. And here we have the Hermit in the reverse position. So this would indicate that you may have gone against your own better judgment. Maybe you didn't listen to your gut feeling. It's like you knew you shouldn't have put your trust into a situation. You know you shouldn't have allowed something to continue, but yet you disregarded your own intuition, your own gut feeling, and you just said hell with it and kept going. And so now the Hermit is here showing that you didn't listen to yourself. You didn't listen to the wise counsel that you can get by going within. Or perhaps for a few of you, maybe you actually sought advice from a good friend. Maybe you didn't take the advice. I apologize, that's my fur baby barking. But yes, maybe some of you have sought advice from a friend and maybe you didn't take their advice. Maybe you felt like a situation would change, or maybe you were just trying to have hope and faith that it would. But the problem here is sometimes when the Hermit card is in the reverse position, sometimes there's a tendency to be lost in daydreams. It's like your head is in the clouds and you can't really see how dark it is outside because your head is stuck in the clouds. You're stuck in la la land here. But really the situation is pretty dark. So if your intuition is trying to tell you something, which I know it is, you need to listen. You need to listen. Okay. Now this is the card position of your attitude. And here we have the Knight of Wands. So, this is fast moving type of energy, which Aries, of course, Knight of Wands. You guys are movers and shakers. You like to get things going, get things moving in the right direction. And this can sometimes bring messages to you, especially concerning a project that perhaps you have maybe even invested in. But you'll definitely be receiving a message. But overall, you guys are very ambitious. You're ready to take whatever this situation is and face it head on. Okay, I apologize for that noise. Okay, now this could also indicate perhaps an obsessive type of love situation. Sometimes this can be scandal too. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. This can also indicate a creative type of solution to a problem. But my feel here is some of you just may not want to see the problem, but it's there. Don't get caught up in obsession. Now, here we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse position, and this is how other people see you. So with the Seven of Coins in reverse, this is about working, hard to gain an end here, but it's like something went wrong. Maybe your seeds weren't very good seeds, because this is the card of you reap what you sow. So maybe you didn't sow the best seeds. It's always good to remember that you get what you give as well. Now, don't kill the messenger on this one, because some things just, aren't necessarily directly related to our own actions. sometimes we just go through shitty things sometimes. And overall, it's about us developing ourselves and maturing. Now, the Seven of Coins reverse can also indicate that perhaps maybe you had invested your money. Maybe you had invested your money into something. And maybe it's just not showing a good return at all. Or maybe you're considering investing your money. And if you haven't invested your money yet, and you're considering investing your money into something, you need to be super, super careful, okay? I would go over every single detail of said investment with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, honestly, I would avoid whatever type of investment this is because it goes bad quickly. And this is, the money's just running away from you here. It's just running away from you. And for some of you, this could indicate that, perhaps there was a job loss for some of you. And this is resulting in a loss of money, even though you did put a lot of work into maybe your job, but it's just not paid off for you in the long run. And the way I look at that is when one door closes, another opens. It doesn't make it so easy in the moment, but I believe everything happens for a reason. Sometimes we just can't grow the proper way within certain confines, so the universe will push us out of it so that we can get to a much better place that we couldn't have gotten to had we not been pushed out of our confines. So it's just try to look at the glasses half full rather than half empty. All is not lost. But if you have not invested your money yet, I strongly caution that you don't. I wouldn't. Now, if you've already invested money into some type of investment, you're probably already received news that's not good. Because the Empress and the Seven of Coins both speak of crops and harvest. And they're both in the reverse position, so they've gone downhill. It's like the hard work may have been put in, but it just didn't pay off. Or sometimes you can perceive it as you worked hard, but maybe you didn't. I always try to throw several possibilities out because not every single Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign is going to experience the same exact thing. So I always like to throw a few things out there, and that's why I always say don't shoot the messenger. It'll resonate with the right people. Okay, this is the card position of hopes and fears, and here we have the Two of Wands in the reverse position. So in the upright position, this is about waiting for results. Now that it's in the reverse position, it's kind of like take one step forward, now take 2 steps back. I mean, this is like a huge delay in achieving results. This is about manifesting and materializing an idea that you have, but when it's in the reverse position, you're met with obstacles and delays, and it's like you just may need to completely start over again. So I feel that this would be a fear for most of you guys, clearly. No one wants to have to start over again. Now this card does concern me, okay? For the final outcome card, we have the Nine of Swords. So this definitely indicates that this is considered the nightmare card. Some of you guys may literally be having nightmares. Some of you guys may be experiencing sleepless nights. But overall, there is a feeling of loss, despair, depression. A lot of times this can indicate the end of a relationship, the end of a job. Now, for a few of you, this will be for a few of you, I feel that a few of you may potentially lose someone. Someone might pass. And for those of you who that will resonate with, I'm going to pull a card, one or two or three, whatever happens. This is the Talking to Heaven deck. So, in the event that you happen to have lost someone, we're going to get some messages in regards to this. But this is very, it's more traumatic within the mind. It's a situation that is very painful. It causes a lot of anxiety and depression. And like I said, for most of you, this is going to be the end of a relationship. Because I feel that a lot of this is about relationships and work. So I feel it's going to be either way, one or the other. I feel a lot of you guys are potentially going to be dealing with relationship issues. And it's probably going to be due to deception and infidelity. Someone cheating. Things just simply not working out. I mean, the home life looks like it's not so happy right now. But overall, you've experienced a loss. Now, for a few of you, I would also like to mention that this could indicate that someone you know, or even this could even be yourself, that you may have to have surgery. You'll know which one it is. So if surgery is correct, this may be a pretty serious surgery. But overall, this would have you very anxious, whether it's you having surgery or someone else. You'd be very depressed about it, potentially, and anxious, and but you know, this is also considered the nightmare card, so you know, like I said, some of you may be experiencing actual nightmares. Some of you may be having sleepless nights because you're just going through so much crap and you're dealing with the loss. You know, some of you may be losing your homes. Some of you may have lost your jobs. Some of you may be losing a relationship. But overall, I want you guys to know that whatever is taken from you, negative, someone passing, okay? But, you know, if it's a relationship or a job, you know, along those lines that gets taken from you, again, when one door closes, another opens. There's bound to be another opportunity that is much better that's waiting for you down the line. And seeing how our Nine of Swords, it happens to be right here by the Ten of Coins. So I said for a few of you, I feel like some of you may be getting an inheritance, and it could be through losing someone. That's not for all of you, but that's going to resonate with a few of you. Now, for the bottom of the deck, we get the Ten of Wands. So this is a heavy, heavy burden. This is a mentally and physically oppressive burden. This is too much for one person to bear, okay? Plain and simple, too much for one person to bear. I mean, no matter how well you're handling all of your problems, you cannot handle this much on your own, and you're just not going to be able to continue going this way. This is not healthy. You know, this can be where you feel just absolutely plagued by burdensome responsibilities, like there's just too much. I mean, you need someone to help you, and yet someone may try to get you to help them, and you have enough on your plate. And especially in regards to money, I would highly caution that you don't try to help anyone out right now, because I feel that you're definitely going to need this yourself. But even if money is okay, you still need to be careful here, because some people can be pretty crafty in getting you to carry their load. When you're already carrying your own load, and then you're carrying someone else's load, that's just simply too much for one person to bear. And you shouldn't have to do that. And sometimes this can indicate that, you know, things are not equal probably within the home, or within the relationship, or within the job. Things are not equal. Maybe you were expected to do way more than others. Well, that shit just ain't fair, excuse my language, but it's not. And if that was your situation, to hell with that job. You'll get better. You will get better. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep, 7 of coins done popped out twice now in the reverse position. Okay, we clarify our Empress card in the reverse position, and we get the 9 of Wands. So this would definitely indicate that you are well prepared to handle any adversity that you may have to go through. You are well prepared. You ain't afraid to battle. You can handle any problem that comes your way. You can handle it. So whether this be a job or a relationship or whatever, you can handle the adversity. Any type of enemies you may have, you can handle yourself, and you can handle them. You'll be fine. Okay, this was our circumstances card, which was the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. We clarify, and we get the 7 of Swords in the reverse position. So in the upright position, this is definitely indicating deception, infidelity, theft. Now that it's in the reverse position, oddly enough with this card, it can still indicate infidelity, deception, theft. But it can also indicate that the person may come clean and actually apologize for doing what they did. But, you know, an apology is great, but that doesn't take it back. It doesn't undo it. And perhaps some of you guys experienced a theft in regards to your home. Maybe someone has tried to come in and literally take your home out from underneath of you. Maybe someone's come in and tried to take your place. Oh, hell no, we won't be dealing with that. Okay, this was our focus card. We had the Seven of Wands. We clarify, and we get the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. So, yeah, this is definitely indicating delays, especially delays in achieving the goals and the dreams that we have. I mean, you're well prepared to handle any type of issues that come along. You're very much able to defend yourself. But these obstacles are definitely popping up that are going to cause delays. So there could be a delay in someone trying to cause a problem for you. And maybe they'll just simply stop behaving in such a way, period. Like I said, forewarned is forearmed. But this can indicate that, you know, one of our particular goals or dreams that we've had and that we've been steadily going after, you know, we're just experiencing obstacles and delays in regards to obtaining them. But you also need to make sure that these are things that you can actually get, and things that you actually want. You want to make sure that this is what you truly want. Now, this can also indicate, you know, issues with a lover. Most of the time, this would be a newer type of love. So maybe if you've recently gotten into a relationship, yeah, maybe not so good. Next. Okay, this was the card position of our recent past, or what is passing. We had the King of Cups, and we get the Three of Wands in the reverse position. And so this kind of makes sense, because sometimes when the Three of Wands is in the reverse position, maybe you have literally done so much to help others that potentially maybe you've sacrificed yourself. Sometimes this can mean that your heart is in the right place and you want to be giving and you want to help, but perhaps someone's trying to take advantage of that. And this can also indicate that, you know, that you have this project, you had a project that you had invested in, and maybe perhaps things fell apart. Maybe there was a lack of foresight. Maybe it was something that you didn't truly want as much as you thought you did. And it's not to say that you didn't necessarily want that. It's just you want to make sure that this is what, you know, that this project is what would make you happy. You know, you want to make sure this is what you're passionate about. And this is our Sun and Aries card as well. But you want to make sure that this project actually is what makes you, what you're passionate about. Because if you're not truly passionate about it, then it's kind of doomed to fail anyway. And, this can also indicate that, for some of you, for a few of you, you could have had a business partner in on this project with you. Maybe you guys just were not able to see eye to eye on things and they just simply did not work out. And for some of you that still have this project going, then not all hope is lost here. Okay? Things just may need to be tweaked a little bit here and there, You may need to change certain elements of it. And if that is the case for you, then I would go within and listen to that inner voice. Okay, this was the card position of the present, the here, and the now energy. We have the 10 of coins. We clarify, we get the 8 of coins. So this would definitely indicate that a lot of you would perhaps earn this money by lots and lots of hard work. And for some of you, this is hard work that you may have dedicated a great amount of time to. And you're very well skilled in this particular job. And this could also indicate that you have very good skills. So for those of you who may have lost a job, I would not really worry so much with these cards here. Because this, to me, this shows you'll find another job with the quickness. I mean, real quick. Because somebody's going to be like, shoot, that's so-and-so's loss. This is my gain. Hello. So I would not worry about it because you guys got some mad skills, let me tell you. And you won't have a problem finding resources. Nope. Now, this was the card position of your near future. We have the Hermit in the reverse position. We clarify and we get the 3 of coins in reverse position. So, again, this could indicate infidelity, third-party situation. This could be on your part, Aries, or you could be on the receiving end. It could go either way. Don't kill the messenger. Now, for those of you who are not focused on this, this could indicate that perhaps you already knew that a project you were working on that involves a team. Okay? My feel is that you already knew that things were going to go awry here. Or that perhaps things were just not planned out enough. Perhaps there wasn't enough skills. Or that the team just is not going to work together well. Because typically this is about teamwork and achieving success through teamwork. But when it's in the reverse position, this can indicate that the team is not working together, it's not working out. This can also indicate that you're giving off, let's say, mediocre type work, shoddy type of work. Doing as little as you can to get by. And maybe someone has been doing this with you. This can also indicate that perhaps you may need to obtain some more schooling or some more knowledge. You may need to expand your skill set. You may need some more education to help with this situation. But my feel here is you know, that for some of you, so I say some of you could have potentially went out on your lover, and this occurred through a work position. Now, for some of you, you may be on the receiving end where your partner went out and cheated on you with someone that they work with. Or for a business type project, maybe you already knew with your gut that things were not going to be okay, and yet you just, you know, threw that to the back of your mind like that's just fear, and you went forth anyway, and now things are just not working out. Maybe the team is just not cooperating with each other. Maybe someone needs more skills. Maybe all three of you need more skills. Maybe communication is not being utilized the right way. Maybe you guys are just not communicating with each other at all. And well, we can't do something and make a masterpiece if we're not communicating. Because that's the thing about teamwork, is we have to communicate. And when it's in the reverse position, it's like these people are just not communicating with each other. Okay, here we had the Knight of Wands, which was the card position of your attitude. And here we have the Five of Coins. So this can indicate financial poverty, bankruptcy. So for some of you, again, I feel like some of you may have lost a job. Maybe someone came in and stole your money from you, from your home. Or this can indicate spiritual poverty. Sometimes this can indicate a resistance to spiritual type of teachings. And this can also indicate that maybe just overall in general that you feel like you were put in the cold, like you were abandoned, like you were put out in the cold. And if this has got to do with the relationship, yeah, I would definitely see that. Like someone may try to put you out of your home. But you know, this could be emotionally put out as well. Spiritually put out. Okay, this was the card position of how other people see you. We had the Seven of Coins in the reverse position. We clarify, and we get the Knight of Cups in the reverse position. So clearly, these seeds you sown, the hard work you did, well, I think you did it in a relationship. And this fella had nothing but a cup full of bullshit, okay? Excuse my French, but it is what it is. Not someone you want to trust, okay? So if this type of person is in your life, not to be trusted. No. If someone is trying to potentially start a relationship with you, or even flat out try to propose marriage to you, oh no. You really need to sit back and look at their motivations, because a lot of times there's some hidden motivations here. And they're not necessarily to your benefit. But I just refer to it as that cup is full of bullshit when it's in the reverse position. So don't sit there and invest your time and your money into a person like this. But unfortunately, I feel that a lot of you have already done so. So just acknowledge that, and you know what? They need the boot. Because you can find so much better, Aries. You can find so much better. You don't need to let somebody come up in your life and take advantage of you like this. Hell no. Show them the door. Show them the door. Okay, this was the card position of hopes and fears. We had the Two of Wands. In the reverse position, we clarify, we get the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, when she's in the reverse position, she is thinking with her emotions rather than with her brain, her intellect. And this can also indicate that she's being a little bit argumentative, maybe even narrow-minded. When the Queen of Swords is in the reverse position, she has a tendency to try to make others see her point of view, even though it may not even be right. But overall, we can say through and through that this would be alongside the fears. So, yeah, enough of that. Okay, this was our final outcome card, the Nine of Swords. We clarify, and we get the Magician in the reverse position. So, potentially some of you have manifested a particular situation. Maybe you had manifested a particular relationship that you brought into your life and it didn't work out. Maybe you manifested a particular job and it just didn't work out. Maybe this has to do with the friendship and it didn't work out and it brings a loss. And so when we have the Magician in the reverse position, we really have to examine our own self-motives here. Did you manifest this situation for the right reasons into your life? Or did you just carelessly manifest it? I mean, sometimes you can manifest and you don't even realize you've done it. You know, it could just simply be thinking about someone in particular or just someone in general, and then all of a sudden you attract a situation to you that you were just kind of fantasizing about, you know, a few months prior, and boom, here it is. But when you manifest something like that, you always get the karma for it. So you want to make sure you're manifesting the right things, you know. You don't want to make an ex come back into your life just so you can screw him over, if you get my drift, you know. Because then that would be using the wrong force of power. This would be applying your power in the wrong way. This would be like taking your power and using it to cause harm. So you definitely don't want to bring harm to anyone. I mean, even if they hurt you, I mean, I know that's hard to say, it's hard to swallow, it's hard to accept. People may even be screaming, F you, lady, who knows? But at this point, it's best to be the bigger person. Love your enemy, walk away from them, bless them, because that wins you points in the end. I know that revenge can feel so much better in the moment, but it doesn't pay in the long run. It ends up adding more bad karma to your own existing karma now. And we don't want any more bad karma. Come on now. We want to enjoy our lives, not add more crap to it. So life is hard enough in general. We don't want to add anything else to it. You know, and maybe this is something that you thought that you wanted, and it just ended up being something that you really didn't want. I mean, this can manifest in so many different ways. This can also indicate that, maybe you're just going through so many obstacles with this loss that you're just having a hard time coping and you're just ready to find the nearest exit, the easiest way out. You're just having a hard time dealing with the situation in general, but you need to be careful because, this card combination also indicates deceit. And so sometimes you may not be able to tell that you're being lied to. So, yes, this has definitely come up quite a few times within this reading. I mean, I feel like that you guys are definitely dealing with some issues of deception, most likely from another person. But, this is causing you a lot of anxiety and stress and more depression. And that just is making you feel very vulnerable. And you don't want to get caught up in depression. I mean, whatever this loss is, you need to grieve it in your own time, whatever is right for you. But I just don't want you guys to get caught into this cycle of depression. I mean, there is a need to look deeper into the situation here because there's kind of a more than meets the eye type of vibe here. Like this loss is occurring for a reason. And maybe someone who's secretly opposed to you is adding to this problem. And on the surface, this person you may think has the best intentions for you. And maybe they really don't. But it'll be exposed. It will get exposed. Trust and believe that it will get exposed. Bottom of the deck, we get the 7 of coins in the reverse position again. So this is either not sowing good seeds, because this is you reap what you sow. This has to do with the harvest. So, this could indicate that potentially maybe that the not the best seeds were sown into a particular situation, whether it be a financial situation, a job, or even a relationship, or maybe even a real estate type of deal. Either way, money is running away, so it seems to be that your guys' focus is on the loss of money. And I got a feeling, yeah. I feel like someone is doing this to you, is making this happen. But you have the ability to take my messages and start seeing the bullshit for what it really is. Not that everybody's situation is going to be bullshit, so let me clarify that, okay? Because everyone is different, and you'll know if there's a sneaky situation going on in your life, this reading's going to probably turn your stomach, and it's because you know that some shit like this is going on in your life. So if that happens to be you, take those blinders off and start paying attention. Don't let them get you in a vulnerable position, okay? Don't let them allow to keep taking from you. Don't allow them to keep deceiving you. Don't allow them to keep cheating on you or stealing from you. Okay, let's pull a card, maybe two, maybe three, for the Nine of Swords. Okay, we're about to get over the half the deck there. The Earth is our school. Yep, so this is definitely indicating that this is some hard soul lessons for some of you. I have become one of your guides. I will always point you in the right direction. So these are your messages for those of you who have lost someone through passing on. These would be your messages. Now I feel this one in general is for everyone. That's stating that this particular situation that you're going through, the Earth is our school, so this is about hard soul lessons and learning. And these for the ones who have actually had someone pass away. So essentially they're guiding you, they're watching over you, and they're there essentially to still help you, to point you in the right direction. They may have left the physical world, but in the spiritual world, they are still right beside you. New love, worth waiting for. Let go of control issues. Deception. You know, that is the first time that card has ever come out of this deck, ever. Wow. And I've done a lot of readings, and this is the first time that card has ever come out. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So these will some of these will resonate with you, and some of them won't. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So yes, someone is wearing a false mask, lying and deceiving. And you need to get your shit kickers on, Aries, and give them the boot. Y'all don't need that. You do not need that type of mess up in your lives. No, thank you. You need to show them the door. Y'all don't deserve that type of treatment. Nope. You gotta love yourself enough to know that you don't deserve this type of shit, okay? Don't put up with it. Mm-mm. Don't let them try to get the better of you, okay? Okay, keep your head up, okay? Because this too shall pass. And I feel that for a lot of you, you just need... This may be a hard lesson, but someone may need to be given the boot out of your life. But it'll show later on that it was for the right reasons, and you'll be grateful for it later on, although it always takes time for us to see this. But ultimately, it'll be for the right reasons. And you don't deserve this type of mess anyway. You deserve for someone to be loyal to you, okay? We don't need this nonsense. We don't need to be lying. Hell no. Okay. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. And in the meantime, I send you blessings of healing, love, and prosperity. Talk to you soon.